ministries, you always want to do more because this doesn't really feel like work. It feels like fun. And yet, you have to take time for yourself to do so much. You'll get burned out, and I definitely have seen that happen. So I think it's really important to take time for yourself, go for a hike, do something, and I will definitely try to do that more. I've been working on it since November. But definitely take more time for yourself. My greatest joy has been the smiles of children. Through the ministries I've done, I'm doing Friends of Francis, which is an environmental club, and both Teen RCIA, which is a confirmation class, and my 7th grade CCD class, which is religious education. To inspire these young children has just been a phenomenal experience. And you could see that sparkle in their eye when they really get it. And that has definitely been the greatest joy. It brings a smile to my face every time. And no matter how much the kids annoy you or just don't behave, I still walk away smiling because, you probably touched one life that day. And to see them get excited because a bird came to a bird feeder is just, it's such a good feeling. The environmental club that I started in St. Anthony's School is called Friends of Francis, and the foundation of it is Franciscan ecology, which is something that I learned back at Siena. And it's been a wonderful time teaching these children who really did not have a background on the environment. They didn't know some animals, because in Camden, what nature do you really see? There's some trees, some empty lots, but it's all with this negative image because of the desolateness in Camden. So to bring in all this environmental knowledge that they've never heard before has just been such a great experience for them and for me to be able to share what I've learned. And I think just a really good example of them having a lot of fun was doing this little recycling program. And the kids got to make these posters and make their own little phrases on the posters, like, "We can recycle." And they got to make posters, and they got to hang them up in their lunchroom. And every day they saw their posters, and every day they told their friends, "Oh, hey, Jose, that's my poster." And then everyone else was thinking about recycling. So for me, it was good to see, here kids are actually thinking about recycling, and then these kids who actually made the posters got to have so much pride, and they still talk about it. And so there's just this resonating effect that I've seen through talking about Franciscan ecology and just opening their eyes to something new. And it's definitely been my favorite ministry. And teaching children has been just a phenomenal experience. Never imagined doing it, but it's working for me. In joining FEM, you join many little different communities. You have your community at home, you're in the school community. Every ministry is kind of like this little community. But my favorite community to have joined has been the parish of St. Anthony's. And the parishioners were just so welcoming, and they've inspired me so much over these past 3 months because of what they do for a living, any hardships that they have, and they just value family and spirituality so much. I've never met anyone who's valued it that much. And it's kind of similar to what I've been brought up with at home. But it's just been so wonderful to interact with them, share stories, talk about the Bible, which I never really talked about that much before. And specifically one parishioner, her name's Griselle, and I teach the confirmation class with her. And she's just inspired me to want to teach more and to have the confidence to teach in front of all these kids about religion, which, again, I've never done before. And she's a working mother, and she embodies everything that just means so much to me. And so she's one specific person, but the parishioners really have all inspired me and taken us in, and we just love talking to them. Coming in, I knew what service meant to me 8 months ago, was, serving others. I'd done it in Girl Scouts. I did it when I was at Siena. But service is so much more than that. It takes over your whole being, and it touches you in every place that you didn't even know you had, and mostly your heart. But it's hard to put words to it, because how could a program make you grow so much? That just the simple idea of, using these Franciscan values, simplicity, just, not having as much as you used to have. How could all of those things make you, reshape your way of thinking? And I didn't really think that would happen. I assumed I'd have some changes, but it's given me all new perspectives, and that service is so much more than just giving someone a bag from a food pantry. It's that, and you could change their life in one day by just a smile. So I kind of knew that coming in, but actually living it has made me realize just how significant it is for me to do, and for that to take me into the future, and to use these things in other places where maybe the people haven't experienced service like that before. So it's definitely given me a good foundation, better than I thought. I've changed in many ways. Definitely my confidence. I was always a pretty confident person, but after being here, you're thrown into crazy situations where you have to have the confidence to either step up or make a change. And I love the feeling of having more confidence. But I think most of all, how I've changed is trusting my spirituality. And sometimes it's hard to keep that spirituality going when you're doing your ministries and you're really busy. But being with all these people who they trust their spirituality so much, and they rely on that, because for some people, that's all they have in Camden and in the other sites too. But to trust my own spirituality and know that I will be safe. We will have problems in community, but it will be resolved. And that's just been something that has been a challenge throughout my year so far. But I could feel this change in knowing that, God is there, and just trust in that. And also, communicating with others has been a big change too. Talking to adults, all of that kind of stuff, and talking with children, and just seeing what your audience is and how can you reach people. And I feel like over the past few months, I could reach people so much better now. Just experience what people like, what people don't, aren't really familiar with. How can you change their world? And I think in changing their world, they're changing my world. And that's irreplaceable.